Alright, so I'm back. I was kind of debating as to whether I should record another video or not. Obviously quality over quantity, but at the same time I was planning on playing some chess. I wanted to actually play a rapid game, so I thought, you know what, might as well. Let's record it, maybe we can get a nice game in. So let's just jump right in, really. We're gonna do a 10-minute game, 10-minute unrated game once again. As I said, rated games are coming, but right now they're still in the pipeline. I'm still just trying to get used to this. Once I feel good enough in all of these various time modes, I will absolutely get back to that. Okay, let's get started. So, custom game, 10 minutes, standard unrated. Let's get into this. Alright, so it doesn't really seem like anyone is willing to play against me for whatever reason. In that case, I think... who cares? Might as well jump into a rated rapid game. Let's just go for it. So, we're playing against this 1983. Let's see what we can do. What does he decide to play? England's... no, not the English, I mean. Let's just abort the game. Oh, dearie me, I do not like the English. Okay, 1991, let's play d4. Okay, cool, so we're playing against 1991. Let's see what we can do. I really love the Queen's Gambit. I'm going to take the pawn, because when they play c6, there's also always the possibility of them taking and then playing b5, which I'm not too clear on how to respond against. I mean, I know part of the line, but not the full thing, so for now we'll just play like this. He's probably going to unpin, yeah, of course. Just going to continue developing, develop the bishop. Ooh, knights here is interesting. I could pin. They'll probably kick me out. Yeah, I mean, if bishop b4, probably a6, then bishop back, a4, probably b5, bishop back again. Might have to bring my bishop back to c2. Is my bishop happy on c2? It's not a bad diagonal, but I don't know. I might as well go here rather than allow him to expand on the queen's side. Okay, he just castles. Cool. I think I'll just castle as well. He plays this move, which is fine. Yeah, that's all right. So, okay, what do I want to do here? What's the plan? What is the plan? I think I'll play this move. I don't want the bishop to come to b4. I do quite like my knights. Okay, he goes here. So he's trying to fianchetto, which means I do not want to ever allow him to get, d4. I want to make sure that diagonal stays closed. Where to go from here? Okay, let's go rook c1. Rook c1. I have ideas of maybe playing knight to b5. Okay, he goes here. Fine, that totally makes sense. I could go queen e2 with the idea of maybe landing my bishop on a6, trading that off, having some pressure on the a7 pawn. I actually don't mind that too much. If he jumps forward with his knights, if I play queen e2, maybe knight e4, take, we grab the knights, and then there's a fork, so we can't do that, but we could do, we could just not snap the knights, maybe take it with the bishop instead, so I think we're okay here. I'll play this move. Okay, it's important, of course, that I do not go, queen d2, because if queen d2, I think he has knight e4, and even if I take with my bishop, he can take with the pawn. And that's the problem, that my knight is... but then I can take his bishop, queen takes, and then I save my knight. So I think I would also be okay there. But yeah, I'd rather not go down into that particular line. Let's see. To be honest, I might also move my bishop back to f4. I feel like controlling this diagonal, the h2 to b8 diagonal, would be quite useful. I'm also noticing that the rook won't have too much breathing room, and I could potentially establish some good control over the c-file So, all kinds of different ideas floating around. He also never has move a6, which is also quite nice. Okay, he decides to play this move, which is interesting. Now, if I go h4, bishop back to h4, we're potentially looking at a knight jump. Could play knight back. I really like my bishop, and I don't see how he can get rid of my bishop once it's on f4. He can't really play. Yeah, I actually quite like this move. I really quite like this move. I think maybe there is potentially knight h5. Knight h5 is a possibility, for sure. In fact, what do I play if knight h5? Knight h5 is interesting because... You know what? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, knight h5, very interesting move. You know what? I think I might go... I'll go here. If knight takes, I get my knight in, and I'm hitting his knight. And then potentially I can play f4. Okay, this is my idea. And then of course, if he pushes, then he's created a weakness on e6, which I'm kind of happy about. Okay, he just goes back. Right, no problem. I guess he maybe he's arguing that my bishop is kind of misplaced here. Not entirely sure. Now, what to play here? Okay, now I could play bishop a6. Let's think about it. Bishop a6. Does he ever move to dislodge my queen? No, not really. I mean, yeah, not really. So I quite like this move. I think we'll go for that. We will go for that. Yep. Okay, we'll go here now. I've got some pressure onto this pawn. How does he defend this pawn? That's the other question, right? If he tries to defend with his rook, then I think I have knight b5. Gotta be careful that my queen doesn't get trapped. Yeah, so now knight b5 is interesting. Knight b5, maybe knight back to... Ooh, knight b5. Okay, that's interesting. Knight b5. He plays knight back to b8. Then what? I could have obviously snap that knight. But is that the best? Because then queen takes and then this pawn is well defended. Maybe queen b7. Queen b7. Then what? What's his idea? And then his bishop is his rook is looking like it's quite like it's suffocating. So maybe knight back. And then I think I'm simply winning with knight takes. Yeah, okay, so I'm happy with this. Let's go for this. This looks quite interesting, to say the least. I feel like I've got some good pressure here. My rook is potentially coming into the game. I think this is good. I think this is really good. Really, really good. Let's see what he can come up with. Okay, what on earth? Oh my goodness. He just blundered his queen. Oof, that's rough. Very rough. Although I do think we had some really good pressure there, especially along that c-file. So let's go through the analysis here. My goodness, 97.8%. So we played superbly well. Wow, I'm very happy with that. I'm really, really happy about that, how I played that game. I feel like I was building up some great pressure. Yeah, no, very proud of that game. Very, very proud of that game. Let's go through the analysis here. So we play Queen's Gambit declined. I take immediately, which is fine. This is all book. Okay, we play bishop out. We're just developing. This is all theory, really, Ooh, interesting. I did not know this. I did not know that b6 was the correct move here. Okay, he clearly misplayed it. I didn't think it was that good, to be honest with you. I thought he would have problems with his a-pawn, that it kind of fixes his a-pawn in place, but I suppose the idea is going for this. So what I was thinking is that he would fianchetto his bishop, and then he would eventually try to go for e5, and then maybe try to open up the position in the middle, and then ultimately he's going to have a really nice bishop staring down at my queen. My king. That was my thinking, but he never got to execute the plan. I think I responded quite well. Here I wasn't sure what to do. Apparently h3 is the better move. I guess the idea of h3 is that, if he ever tries to kick my bishop out, as he did, and you did find this really interesting idea of knight h5, right? Trying to win my bishop. I think that was a good idea. It was a very good plan. I saw it a little bit too late to be able to respond to it, so I guess the idea of h3 rather than a3 is that my bishop gets to safety if ever he tries to play, knight h5. So a possible line might be something like, h3, then pawn h6, kicking out my bishop. If my bishop goes back to, it doesn't matter whether I go to h4 or to f4, I'd probably go to f4. If he plays the knight move to h5, I can go bishop back to h2. So yeah, okay, cool, very nice. So we just developed. So yeah, I was considering that. I was considering knight e4 potentially. Yeah, I did consider that line. I thought this was a good move. I played bishop e5, which is fine, but actually ignoring this, very interesting. Interesting, because I think the idea there is, so when we play rook e1, what we're saying is, yes, snap my bishop, but then I get a great hold over the e5 position, the e5 square, right? So for instance, if I go here, when the engine thinks about it, it's actually quite happy with this move. But let's say I play this move, snap the bishop, boom, bishop here, knight in the middle. This is exactly what I was thinking. And this move, so the move f6 is no good. I'm certain I've played these kinds of positions before. I know that, the move f6 is no good, because now you have this constant weakness on e6. I think it's called a backwards pawn, if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to cause some real problems unless you're able to get the move e5 in quick enough, and I don't think it quite works yet. So yeah, terrific. So we play, knight here, and he's got problems. He's got some severe problems. You cannot defend the pawn adequately if you try to push. It just benefits me. Absolutely. So yeah, lovely. Let's go back to the analysis. So if we go here, okay, so this was fine. He went back. I played this move, take, and I thought here I was doing quite well because I had some good pressure on this side of the board, on the queen side. He plays this. I played knight b5, which is again the top engine move. Very, very pleased with that. Right. This is of course a complete blunder, and we win the game. But yeah, there you go. I kind of had an inkling that he might play queen c8, trying to go for the trade, because frankly, it does make a bit of sense. So what I was considering here is knight back. I was considering this move. Yes, and I would have played queen b7, come back, then what? So the computer's saying taking. I mean, fine. Why? Okay, let's suppose knight takes. Then I guess we're playing rook c7, right? Boom, boom. No? Okay, interesting. So this instead. Boom. You don't even take the pawn? No, you can't take the pawn. Okay, fine. You go here. He's trying to go for a draw. Of course, we don't allow the draw. You can go here, snap. And this is, of course, a completely winning position. We've got great control over the c-file. We can double up our rooks. And yeah, this is a tough position for him. All these pieces, his bishop is just depressing. He cannot get out. That bishop is locked in forever. Right, so yeah, this is a really rough position. So I'm very pleased, very, very pleased with how I play that. I mean, 90-something% accuracy, very pleased. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully it was educational. Hopefully it's I managed to voice my thoughts a little bit more clearly than I did in those bullet games. But yeah, very pleased with this game. And yeah, cheerio.